And today we are looking at Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent's book, Hustle Harder and Hustle Smarter. I'm just going to quickly kind of summarize it for people who may be interested and just talk about what's in it, as well as, you know, a couple stuff that I actually took for myself. So what I liked about this book is that even in the title Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter, it shows you the two ways or the two things that you're going to need if you want to excel in absolutely anything. But 50 Cent is a character. Curtis Jackson is another. It's almost like the real person behind the character. But Curtis Jackson is the intellect and the brains behind it. And unlike a lot of rappers come up and they will maybe stay there at a certain level, or they will fall off. 50 Cent has stayed up there because he's been more than just creative energy. He's been intellect and strategy behind it. He's made it for he's made it like a personal development book that is told through his stories, but in an interesting philosophy or breakdown that's almost similar to Robert Greene's books. So in each chapter there's a focus. The first chapter, I believe, is about fear. The second one is about having the heart of a hustler. The third one is constructing your crew, which means leadership. Number 4, knowing your value. You know, self-worth, self-esteem, speaking up, being heard. This hay fever, man. The chapter 5, evolve or die. So that's adapting. Chapter 6, power of perception. Chapter 7, if we can't be friends, basically, at least can we be enemies, because there's still some value and merit to that. Chapter 8, learning from your losses. There are no losses, they're lessons. So he says learning from your L's. Number 9, the entitlement trap. I think this is you could say it's a must read for 50 Cent fans, but it's also very good for people who, you know, I'm a believer that you should want to be entertained, but if you're going to get entertainment, do it in something that's going to also give you inspiration or education. And there's a lot of inspiration that you can take from this book. It tells the story of 50 Cent's life from beginning to current as a journey. He often links his mindset to the corporate world for the average person, as I've just kind of said. It makes him relatable, and you kind of see his human side more. Even if you're just a 9 to 5 person working a regular job, he will say something like, when you're in the boardroom, make sure that you are heard, because another person who has less value than you could speak up more, and the boss would just look at that guy like, oh, he's on it. And one of the stories he uses is one of his old colleagues. I don't think he put his name in it. One of his old colleagues, he set up a boardroom meeting with his colleague and these executives or something, and he was expecting his colleague to speak up more, but his colleague just kind of stayed silent. And in his head he was thinking, but yo, you actually got knowledge, like you got something to bring to the table, why are you not speaking? And then it dawned on him that it was a confidence issue. So even if he had all the value in the world, it didn't matter because he wasn't able to communicate it. He didn't have the confidence, the self-belief to say, hey, I'm going to speak up, even if it means speaking up over another couple people. I want to be heard because my message has to be heard. He talks about the troubles that he had with G-Unit. You know, trying to lead Lloyd Banks, trying to lead, what was it, Tony Yayo and Young Buck and these guys. And so, yeah, regular stuff that are in other personal development books, like stuff on hard work, focus, vision boards, all of that stuff you can kind of get from other non-fiction personal development books. But it's 50 Cent, so it just makes it more interesting. But what does separate him and other books is that he used very interesting, unique stories. He has an album called Animal Ambition, but this book almost reminds me of that album. You know, it's like he's taken primal instincts to win and coupling it with the professionalism of the corporate world, and I think that will be of value to a lot of people. He uses stories from people in his own network, such as Robert Greene. He knows Deepak Chopra, and he speaks to these people and learns from them. So he brings the stories into the book. Again, more value, more value. He includes scientific facts and even psychological tips in the book. So overall, I'm going to say it's a good book. I liked it a lot. I'll definitely recommend it. And if you want more book reviews, make sure you subscribe. Peace.